my audience. Hello, my name is Chris Whalen, and I'm a producer at a sports radio station. It seems whenever I tell somebody what I do, the first question that comes up is, wow, it sounds like fun. The next question is, well, what exactly do you do? So hopefully when I'm done here, you'll have a greater understanding of what I do as a producer, and you'll be able to decide, well, is it something that you'd be interested in, or is it just not for you? Before I get into that, I just, say a little bit about myself. I was hired in 2002. Before that, I was an intern. So in all those years, I've pretty much done every job that I could do as a producer. We'll start from the top. Before you even get on the air, one of the things as producers, you have to make sure that you have all the information that your host might need. You have three basic hosts. The first host is a guy that knows everything, watches everything. Couldn't tell me anything new. The second host is one that knows a lot, but there's some areas where he could use some filling in, and that's what you're there for. The third host is the guy that walks in, sits down, puts the headphones on, and says, let's go. So knowing the type of host you have is very important. You have to go and you have to kind of give them information that they can use that they may not know, or they can just refer to really quickly. That information can include website articles, newspaper articles that you cut out, media guides, and even peripherals that are handed out by the teams so that either you can refer to it or your host can refer to it pretty quickly. Now once all that's done and you start the talk show host, one of the first things you need to make sure you have is a good set of these. Headphones are very important, and you want to have a good pair that's comfortable and fits you well. The reason is there's going to be times when you might be on the job for 5 or 6 hours at a time, and you're going to have your headphones on for most of that. If you have a set that just doesn't feel good, doesn't fit right, instead of worrying about what's going on over the air, what your host is saying, what the callers are saying, you're going to be worrying about, why are these headphones on my head? I want to take them off. And that's distracting you from the job you're supposed to be doing. So making sure that you have a good set of headphones is a very important thing. Now, you got to talk to your host, but then you also, as a producer, you have to answer the phones. It's my job to make sure that I'm screening the calls. I'm getting a call that I think is going to bring something positive to the show, that's going to talk about what's already being talked about, or something else that's kind of going to go with the flow of the show. Because you want to make sure that whatever happens over the air keeps a good, steady flow. Everybody's happy, everybody's feeling good, and at the end of the day, you got started, you finished, and there was no hiccups in the middle, or at least as few as you can have. As a producer, that's my job to make sure it goes as smooth as I can. After dealing with your host, answering calls, another important area is making sure that I'm playing the proper commercials at the proper time, and then when I'm coming out of that commercial break, making sure I'm either going straight into music, or I'm coming back with a highlight and a soundbite and then music. Again, that can be very important to the flow of the show, and if it doesn't play right or it doesn't sound very good, it's again going to give you a hiccup. You got to start all over again. You just want a smooth show. The other type of broadcast is a game broadcast. Because it is a sports station, inevitably you're going to be working on a live game broadcast. One of the important things with that is your game outline. On here, you have everything that should be happening, both pre-game, game, and post-game, starting from the beginning and all the way through. This is very important. This is what you refer to know what you're supposed to do and when. It'll have everything you need. It'll have the names of the information you're going to play, when to play it, so that if something happens, you can refer to this right away and get going. While you're on the air, you also want to make sure you're checking off as you go, because say someone has to come in and take over for you, they can go straight to your outline, know where you are, and pick it up. It's a live broadcast. There's going to be problems. Limiting those problems as a producer is very important, so that everybody that's listening to it doesn't know there was a problem. Just little things you pick up. Now, outside of broadcasting, both shows and teams, you have your post-production. That basically consists of putting together sound bites and highlights to be played on your pregame to enhance the pregame, or also dealing with commercials. You have to cut up commercials, you have to kind of add a little bit of pizzazz to them sometimes, you got to shorten them, whatever, just little things you have to do, and knowing the programs that you use is very important. You want to make everything sound crisp, clear, and great, because all of that reflects on you as a producer and then where you go forward. So these are the basic areas of a producer. There's other things you have to do, but these are the 4 main areas that you need to know as a producer. If those sound good to you, you don't mind kind of bad hours, Not the greatest pay to start, but you do love sports, you like being able to go to a game for free sometimes, and you like meeting athletes, maybe this is a job for you. If that's not quite what you're into, then hey, hopefully I've helped you decide that, and you can find something that's better suited for you. Thank you very much and have a nice night. And my audience again.
Still here. Fuck, just close it.